I'm Bob Lebzelder, and we are talking with Joe Spiccia, who is the superintendent of Buckeye Schools, and you are in your second year as the superintendent. Time goes by. And we're talking, having a little conversation after the Profiles breakfast for February. And you have kind of a new approach to education. And what I was thinking when you were talking is it's kind of working more with the community, working more with the industries rather than education being kind of off on its own somewhere. You're talking about 3 select academies for Edgewood High School students. Can you kind of explain those briefly?
We are putting in place 3 academies, one of which is a workforce academy designed to help students prepare to enter the workforce upon graduation, in particular in the manufacturing sector. We've partnered with 4 area companies, Praxair, Crystal, Ashta Chemicals, and Gabriel Performance Products, to develop the Workforce Academy. The second academy is a STEM academy, Science, Technology, Engineering, Mathematics. In that academy, we're preparing students to enter into the 4-year university setting in one of the disciplines of STEM. And then the third academy is our Humanities Academy, which is an English social sciences arts academy, which prepares students to enter into the 4-year university experience in one of those areas.
So of these academies, the Workforce Academy, students that take this are going to actually be able to graduate from high school and get a good paying job right out of high school.
That's the goal there, is to have them well prepared to enter the workforce, in particular in the manufacturing sector, which is going to need skilled workers moving forward. And again, earning college credit in our STEM and Humanities Academy, which will give our students a leg up, if you will, as they enter the university.
Does this mean that not just Edgewood, but all schools have in a way failed to prepare students for life work up to now?
Well, I don't know that schools have failed. I think the mission was different. You know, the mission of schools previously was to provide an academic education for students. You know, that was the reading, writing. You know, the mission wasn't necessarily preparing students for the workforce. And I think what's changed is the attitude that says we need to prepare students for a world outside of school, and that would include the workforce. So I think it's not as much a failure as it is a change in the way of looking at what school does.
So if you are a parent of somebody that's maybe in the 8th or 9th grade, what should you be preparing for with your student?
Well, our students entering to 9th grade next year will sit down with the counselor as they begin the scheduling process and begin making decisions about what direction they think they want to go. What becomes important to that discussion, though, is we don't lock students into one area or another. So there'll be multiple opportunities for them throughout their high school career to change, to decide, well, you know what, I did think I wanted to be in STEM, but really I'm more interested in writing, and maybe I want to get into the humanities. Or the student who starts in humanities who decides, you know, I really like the idea of this workforce academy, and maybe I want to go there. So we want to give students the flexibility to go in any direction they like, but we want to put them in a position where when they graduate, they have skills that will take them to the next level, whatever that level may be for them, whether that's the workplace or whether that's the higher education setting.
So the decisions where they will initially go, will this all be counselors, teachers, will they have input on this?
Counselors, teachers,
students themselves,
students, parents, that group makes up the team that helps make those decisions.
Now, what happens if you have all of this in place and then, like, there's more school cuts from the state and that sort of thing? Are they building safeguards for that sort of thing, or does everything get thrown up because you have to lay off 15 teachers?
Well, the safeguards we built in is the courses the students will be taking will still be courses that are requirements for graduation. So what we think we have done is we've positioned ourselves so that whatever may happen with regard to budget cuts or changes in school requirements, the way we built the academies, they'll still be able to make their way through the academy because they still have to take, and the example I used in the presentation this morning was they still have to take 4 credits of math. The 4 credits of math, regardless of budget cuts, still have to exist. And they still will exist in those areas that students have interest in them.
was kind of interested when you were talking about the workforce. I mean, when I graduated from high school, which was 10 or 20,000 years ago, they're talking about then is you really can't get a job, you really can't do a whole lot without going beyond high school. But this is kind of the thing saying, yeah, after you graduate from high school, you may be able to get a pretty good job without further classes or further education.
There's no doubt if you make your way through the Workforce Academy successfully, you can enter an entry-level job. But there's also no doubt that in order to continue to be successful, you're going to have to continue to learn and grow, and you're going to have to take some coursework, whether that's technical coursework or college coursework, throughout your life and throughout your career. So we want to ensure that students understand that as well. While the Workforce Academy does take them to an entry-level job, they need to know and understand that throughout their career, they're going to need to take more coursework. They're going to need to take technical courses. They're going to need to do more on-the-job training. So where it's safe to say you can't make it without advanced training, that advanced training doesn't necessarily mean college.
Mm-hmm. That's sort of the way it is. It's going to be for all students, no matter where they go to school, is they're going to have to continue their education their entire lives these days.
Absolutely, yes.